That is still very intense. What we refer to as gate-to-gate shear. The location of it is west of Guntown along 348, tracking toward Baldwin. This is likely a tornado on the ground. There have been reports of it. And frankly, we weren't able to verify that with our tower cam a moment ago, but this is still circulation that could be strong enough for that. I'm not trying to unnecessarily make people nervous, but this has been a tornado. And even though we weren't getting that shot that showed tornado, that just might be a focus issue. And that also just might be the angle issue on that cam there. Okay, so here's our shot. This will be useful here in a few moments. You can see the storm rapidly moving toward the northeast. So this shot in about 2 minutes, remind me to go back to this, and we will come back to this shot. We will be able to see whether or not we're dealing with a tornado on the ground to the west of Guntown. Back to storm track Doppler radar. This is tracking toward the east. It's rapid, and I will say that there are a couple of areas of rotation on this thunderstorm. The main one there that we're tracking, and one that's a little closer to our WTVA studios in Saltillo, that is rather significant. Both are moving toward the east, and both could be tornadoes in either the generation phases or developing right now. We're going to disengage from this for just a moment. We do have to address, we have a lot of tornado potential and a lot of tornadoes that could be either generated or on the ground as we speak. In fact, I need to take a look at the entire area, make sure we're not missing anybody. Right now, tornado warnings do continue for northern Prentiss, Alcorn, northern Tishomingo counties, but that main thunderstorm is moving into Tennessee right now. The main thunderstorms that we're tracking in northern Lee County, moving into Prentiss County within the next 2 to 3 minutes, should stay out of Itawamba County. So even though your tornado sirens are going off right now in Itawamba County, you are clear. We have tornado warnings, and this one has been within the last few minutes. This is in Alabama. This is moving close to Hamilton. This is probably a tornado either developing or on the ground near Hamilton. This is that storm we were tracking in Monroe County earlier on. We said it would strengthen as it moved to Alabama. It is, and it has. If this is not a tornado, it is developing quickly, and it is going to be a close call for folks who live in or near Hamilton. Rotation continuing to develop on this thunderstorm and could potentially be a tornado. Go, John.
Reports of a tornado on the ground in Chickasaw County between 15 and 389.
I believe that.
Okay.
I believe that. That was our next storm.
And we need to also get to the Winston County storm. That large tornado is right over Macon right now, and they need to get in the shelter.
We're going to pop between these 3 storms, and I apologize if we don't spend enough time at one time on any of these, but we are going to get to all of them. Houston, as you can see the rotation there. This is a tornado on the ground, John. I want you to repeat your information now that we have the right cities
According
on.
to a report that we just got, between 15 and 389 in the Chickasaw County area. Tornado on the ground.
This is a tornado on the ground. We are going to treat it as such. Houston, right there. Tornado would be just south of town, but not by more than 2 or 3 miles. We show the circulation.
According to one city officials.
Very intense. Reported according to city officials there. And Jen, if you get the chance, we need to pass that along to the National Weather Service. Make sure they are aware
trying to get
of that
details
situation.
on that right now. Got John on that.
Okay, so this is an intense rotation. Could be a tornado. It is a tornado on the ground. We are tracking that into eastern Chickasaw County. New update coming down on Storm Track Doppler radar. These things are moving 60 miles per hour. That's mean they are there and they are through very quickly. You are not going to be able to see these, but this is an intense tornado and needs to be treated very, very seriously. Some county roads that we're dealing with before we go down to Noxubee County in that tornado. County Road 406, as you can see, Highway 8, north of 190, north of 166, and just east of County Road 98. I hope that means something to folks who do live in Chickasaw County. This is a tornado on the ground right now, putting a circle on radar just so we make it abundantly clear where we are looking. Tornado on the ground east of Houston in Chickasaw County. This will track toward Jolly and is very significant. If you live in Houston, though I would say this first storm keeps you out of the woods, there are 3 or 4 storms of interest, and when they get into Alabama will be tornadic. One that's along the county line there between Chickasaw and Monroe County, and another one back in Calhoun County. That's why I'm not going to address them, because there's still potential.
Okay.
Also go ahead, John, before I completely engage another
Chief
storm.
Deputy of Chickasaw County reports this sounds like a multi-vortex tornado, 3 tornadoes. Highway 15 and 389, this was just a few moments ago, heading eastward roughly, and this was just south of Houston.
Okay, so now that is east of Houston. That is the same tornado there. The reports come in a few minutes ago. We refined the reports, but still we want to say that that's associated with this rotation here. Multi-vortex tornadoes are the most damaging and deadly. You live in Okolona. this may not pass right over you. And I know it's raining like the dickens outside right now, but you need to get out of your mobile home. If you live in or near Okolona or in the eastern part of Chickasaw County, you need to get to a sturdy structure. And I know it's raining and lightning and hailing and all that stuff. You do not want to be blown out of your mobile home. We need to abandon those right now before things get even more important. Panning southwest, tornado warnings coming toward Eupora, south of Kilmichael. A storm that is showing significant rotation once again, as are all of them on radar. Rotation near Poplar Creek, between Poplar Creek and Kilmichael. Movement on that thunderstorm toward the east and northeast. It's going to track toward Eupora, Wood Springs, Grady, heads up. Rotation right there on radar, tracking northeast. Let's actually put a storm track on it at 55 miles per hour. I want to make sure, are we still dealing with 55-mile-per-hour speeds on these storms, Jen?
Yeah, let me double check here. Getting more reports in of that tornado on the ground. Generally, these are tracking off to the northeast at about 55 to 60 miles per hour.
I want to make sure we're good on those speeds. Okay, so I put in Kilmichael. As you can see, it's going to be mainly south, but very close. You need to be in a tornado-safe place in Kilmichael. At 319, Eupora, 337, Matheson, 345. Now, as we head southward to continue with the tornado emergency for Noxubee County, a storm that has continued to show consistent, sustained tornadic development on it. And I will say that this is the best thing I've seen in a while, because it's a bunch of precipitation and it doesn't look as intense. Then again, you zoom into just the wind speeds and it's still strong. This is a long track tornado with a history of being nearly a half-mile wide, causing significant damage when it was down around Philadelphia. As it's moved through Macon, I would not be surprised to have damage out of this thunderstorm. We'll be getting the newsroom on that and getting more reports to you about that information here in the next few minutes. If you live near X Prairie, near Deerbrook, Bigby Valley, Ravine, or Togo, perhaps even Pickensville, this is tracking your direction and will, in all likelihood, skirt the far southeast corner of Noxubee County. Panning northward to assess our situation. As it stands now, we're going to go to the northernmost storm that's approaching Baldwin. Right now, rotation that could be tornadic. Let's pop to that tower cam here when we get the chance to look out of that at this rotation that's approaching Baldwin. And this is a view from our WTVA tower cam here at our Tupelo location, Saltillo location. As you can see, these storms are rain wrapped, which means if we can't see them with these high resolution tower cams, you're not going to be able to see them with the naked eye. As a result, we do anticipate that we need to treat this like it is a tornado, and potentially a tornado on the ground right now. Back to storm track Doppler radar. Location of that north of Guntown near Baldwin. I will say directly west of Guntown, not more than maybe a mile or two, there is some other rotation on this. So I'm going to verify those two locations from what Storm Track Doppler, the precipitation mode, is showing. I think either one of those could be a tornado in the developmental stages. This has been a long track that has extended back and had some reports near Pontotoc. Yes.
Okay, report National Weather Service, 4 miles southeast of Houston, about 4 minutes ago. Storm chasers report a large tornado on the ground.
Okay. Let's warn ahead on this one, then we're going to head back to that. That's our most significant tornado now. Do want to also mention that storms have exited northern Tishomingo County that were previously tornado warned. Okay, so Baldwin looking ahead toward Hills Chapel. This storm heading toward Tishomingo, Hills Chapel. Close call for Wheeler, pretty much over top of Baldwin. If you live in even Marietta, you need to be in your tornado safe place. I will say that even though sirens are probably going off in Itawamba County, this tornado warning and this potential tornado does not affect you. There could be others that will, so have heightened awareness, but right now it does not affect you. Okay, let's go south to our most intense thunderstorm. New tornado warning coming out on that, now including southeastern Lee, eastern Chickasaw, northwest Monroe, and southern Itawamba County. So now more of a reason for those sirens to be going off in Itawamba County. This, though, still solidly in Chickasaw County, a large rain-wrapped tornado on the ground right now. Location, if you know where Jolly is, and only the way these radars work, sometimes it pulls off locations that only people in Chickasaw County might know. Jolly, we're looking 2.8 miles at maximum to your southwest. Tornado on the ground right now, with a history of being on the ground, and certainly is a dangerous and potentially deadly situation. Okolona, we want to talk about this with respect to your location. I want to show the radar mode that shows the wind speeds. And let's track this. As far as you're concerned, Okolona, this is going to be close. It will probably stay south. You still need to be in your tornado safe spot if you live in Okolona. This could be big. This is the strongest storm we have on Storm Track Doppler radar right now in Chickasaw and moving into Monroe counties. This, the track of it, and I'll put the storm track on the radar for you there. We'll take it toward Ren. And Ren, we know you were hit hard with storms overnight, hit hard with even storm within the last hour. Two areas of circulation that we are interested in. One that's near Jolly and another one that's in western Monroe County. I'm going to track the Jolly circulation toward the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. That'd bring it into New Ren at about 333, Amory 341, Smithville 347, and New Salem 352. Now, if you didn't hear your city name and you live in northern Monroe County, that does not mean you're in the clear. This is going to be a close call, and I wouldn't rule out Nettleton to be included in the track of this potential tornado, which, as we have mentioned, is reported to be on the ground as we speak. Looking at precipitation mode on Storm Track Doppler radar, and even though this is not imminently tornadic, right on the county line between Chickasaw and Monroe County, there is rotation that could be a tornado in the development phases right now. Okay, it's a heads up. Okay, let's go back southwest. You can see tornado warning for locations in southwest Chickasaw County. And this storm continuing to pick up on rotation. Once again, another one coming up the gut. We'll have to watch for Houston. And that storm is still developing, not imminently producing a tornado at this point, not like the storm that's east of Houston. Back towards Slate Spring, still a supercell thunderstorm approaching Calhoun City. Looking at the wind mode on Storm Track Doppler radar, that is not tornado warned, but heads up for Calhoun City. It's going to be a couple minutes before we get back to this one. You live near Slate Spring, or at least between Slate Spring and Calhoun City. That storm picking up intensity and could produce a tornado in the near future. Precipitation mode on Storm Track Doppler radar shows an intense and potentially tornado-producing thunderstorm approaching Wood Spring. You're under a tornado warning for locations near Wood Spring in northern Choctaw County and extreme southern Webster County until 4 p.m. This rotation strong. Couple sites we'll look at. Jackson, to track the rotation on this thunderstorm, and it's intense. Now, the Jackson radar about a scan behind, but that has it right on the Montgomery, Choctaw County line, tracking toward the northeast. This is a tornado in the development phases. Grady, Eupora, this is coming towards you. The track of this thunderstorm will take it along Highway 82, if I can get that 82 flag to stay on there. Pretty much the tornado, if it were occurring, would be right along Highway 82 right now. Now, I will mention that the topographical features here, if I go back a few scans, you can see there is a little bit of a valley there. That can sometimes influence wind speeds that leads to tornado development. So we'll have to monitor that potential. John.
Chief Deputy from Chickasaw County reports now near Young's Fish House. They reported a tornado just a few moments ago heading toward the city of Okolona.
Okay, that's the one we're tracking there. Tornado heading toward Okolona. It's going to be a close call for folks who live near Okolona. This is a very dangerous thunderstorm. Very dangerous thunderstorm. You can see how it has wrapped up the tornado. Last couple scans. I want to go to Doppler 2 here in a moment. Give me about 2 seconds and we'll go to Doppler 2. Let's go to Doppler 2 and let's look at this Okolona storm. Okay, I want to get the specific velocity on the latest couple scans. This is moving very fast. It might be moving faster than 60 miles per hour. No, it's about right at 60 miles per hour. This is a tornado on the ground. And this is wrapping the tornado up. This will be completely rain wrapped. Here it is, a little more visible on Storm Track Doppler radar. The rotation, if I put my marker in Okolona and we track, figure out how far south it is. Okay, we're about 1, 2, 2.5 miles south of Okolona. Track the rotation, it has tightened up. It's going to be a very close call. If you live southern Okolona, east of Okolona, much greater potential you're going to be impacted by this tornado.